Hey, good morning from Circuit World and Blue Ridge, Georgia. I tell you, it's Friday. I always love being up here on Friday. Beautiful morning, a little crisp. You know, some of the mornings 36 degrees, 34, 37, but it's been absolutely beautiful up here in the mountains, somewhere where you want to come and join us and visit this weekend. But right here on the couch, in just a couple minutes, we'll be Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. And I tell you what, you don't want to miss that. It's just an outstanding episode where Dr. Whaley answers your questions every Friday morning. And also, a lot of times, breaking news right here from Dr. Whaley in the something to do with the medical world out there. Well, let's see. We don't have a pet of the week. Sorry. I'll let you know now. Rena, big shout out to Rena. You work so hard over there at the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, and she is actually sick this morning, and we wish you well. Hope you get better real soon, but we're not able to have our pet of the week. We do have the All-Star panel coming in, and I wonder if we have anything to talk about this week. Every week, it is just so packed with things to talk about. I'm not for sure until he walks through the door. I think Bruce may still be traveling, but I do know Rick and Jane will be here this morning. Maybe Cindy will show up. I don't know. We never know on the panel. And then we'll be North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton. So we got a great show lined up for you. You know, March Madness, right? Really? Now, if I say March Madness to you, what do you think about? You think about the Purdue Boilermakers whooping up on Tennessee last night. Now that I've upset all you Tennessee fans out there, I'm sorry. But I tell you what, I'm not for sure that Purdue's not going to go to the Final Four. And yes, all over the internet, Klein's feet are inside the line. I'm seeing pictures this morning. Okay, Klein's feet are inside. What did he have, 7 threes? One of them, it looks clearly that he's inside the 2-point area, and it wasn't a 3. So I'm sorry, Tennessee fans. I guess you may feel like the New Orleans Saints this morning or something. I don't know. But still yet, if you say March Madness, what do you think of? I think of Donald J. Trump last night in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Man, that was awesome. I told you yesterday when the show closed. What did I say if you were watching yesterday when I said if I could get 2 tickets anywhere, I know I'm a little different, but if I could get 2 tickets anywhere round trip, it would have been to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Who would ever say that? Because last night, the President of the United States, he was on fire. He was talking to you, the American people, you, the elite. He calls you the elite. He was talking to the American people last night. It was great. It was probably one, I've said this many times, but since the Russian hoax that we know for 2 years has taken place over 2 years, it's a hoax. Last night, your president was on fire. And we're going to get into that with the All-Star political panel. Also, how about that guy Smollett in Chicago? Just wiped the slate clean. Nothing to see here, and all of his charges are dropped. 16 felony charges dropped, cleaned up. The case is sealed. You can't even look at the case. Wow, what a deal. You know, somebody sent me that little not cartoon, what is it called, a meme last night, said it had the Blues Brothers. Remember that great movie, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, the Blues Brothers, right? It said Cook County didn't drop their charges, and they were on a mission from God. I mean, the Blues Brothers, remember? So, you liked that one, did you? So anyhow, JR liked that one here at Circuit World. But I'm just saying, how about that this week? I mean, there's so many things to talk about, right? I'm your host, BKP. It's 8:05 in the morning. We're going to take a brief break, and Dr. William Whaley will be here on the other side of this break with Ask the Doc. So we'll be right back. We got a lot to do this morning. Circuit World in Blue Ridge.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little,
Hey, folks, we're back, and I'm your host, BKP. We're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge. Beautiful morning.
Great day, isn't it?
Beautiful morning. Here with Dr. Whaley. Want to thank North Georgia Cancer Specialist, affiliated with Northside Hospital for this segment. How are you doing, sir?
I'm great. Yourself?
I want to do one more thing. I want to say hello to Keith.
All right.
I don't think you know Keith, but Keith watches you every Friday. Yeah.
Morning, Keith.
So I got to say hello to him.
You want to know why I'm wearing this
That's
wilted
what I
flower
was
here?
going to say.
We're not talking about the Thai wilted flower. Yesterday was the National Doctors Day. Hospitals all over the United States, United States and Canada celebrated Doctors Day. And last night, Fannin Regional had a reception for the doctors, and I went over there, and I figured I would bring my old wilted flower in here and say thank you for remembering your doctors, sir.
Yesterday was National Doctors Day?
National Doctors Day.
Okay.
Yeah. And you heard it first here on National Doctors Day. 2 weeks ago, I told you about the epidemic of measles. And this week, you heard that they took a whole county in New York, 90 miles from Manhattan, and banned all children who have not had a measles vaccination from any public park, from any public space except public parks. So they can't go to school, they can't go to church, they can't go to a grocery store. And they have a huge epidemic of measles there. I think they've had 180 cases or something like that. So go get your measles shot, take your kids to get their shots there.
So if they're not, I don't want to gloss over the rose or the tie, because you always usually have a story. But I know today you're wearing your Randy Travis World Tour jacket. Maybe I shouldn't have said it, but I love it.
Okay, yeah, this was.
I wish our folks could see the back.
I got a whole closet full of these things. It's a funny story, but I knew that yesterday, in my office, I have a patient who is a musician. Hasn't been able to work for about 4 years for malignancy, and I had noted he was going to be in yesterday. So I put this jacket on, and I wore it in there in honor of him yesterday. Of course, I wear a white coat in the office.
Right.
So I had him take it into the examining room and hang it over the back of my chair so that when he went in the examining room, this would be hanging over the back of the chair. It gave us something to talk about. The guy's real sick.
This is personalized. This says Bill, almost like you know the guy.
Yeah. It's a long story. Yeah.
All right.
We got to talk about cancer.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
One of these days we'll do a whole session on country music.
Considering we can't talk about, Braves fans don't want to talk about the Braves today. We'll have a medical question. How about that?
All right. Good.
All right. Our first question today. My mother has had colon and breast cancer. She now faces a nodule in her lower right lung. Doctors say it is definitely cancer, but are not sure what type. Lung cancer and metastasis of colon or breast is a lung biopsy the only way to find out what kind of cancer it is. Sorry for butchering that.
You did perfect. So basically, the patient has a prior history of breast cancer, has a prior history of colorectal cancer. That is not the least bit unusual. I had a patient in the office yesterday who has had breast, ovary, and colon. So you can have multiple prior cancers. The things we don't know was the length of time from the diagnosis of colon cancer and breast cancer. Secondly, we don't know whether the colon cancer or the breast cancer was locally advanced or very early, whether they did or did not receive any treatment. But if you'll show that first picture there, Josh, this is a chest x-ray, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that there's a bump on one side that you don't see on the other. Now, it's only been a week or two since I was telling you that your right hand should look like your left hand, only a mirror image, and your right eye should look like your left eye, only a mirror image. And if your mammogram had a spot on one side that wasn't on the other, even if it didn't look like cancer, it wasn't supposed to be there. So we would show me the next one, Josh. So even though it didn't look malignant, we would have to go after that bump on the mammogram because it wasn't symmetrical. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is not symmetrical. Go to that chart there that's got that picture. Okay. So this is what he's showing you here. I brought it here because it doesn't show real well in the black and white.
Lung nodule
Lung
causes.
nodule causes. Okay, well,
Okay.
only one of these here is metastasis from other cancers. Up in the left is infections. Last two I've seen this week that have been biopsied last week, while I was out with my hip replacement, by the way, were infection. One was inflammation from rheumatoid arthritis.
Right.
So some of these can be scarring left over from I was raised on a farm. I inhaled stuff in the chicken house or whatever, or I was in Vietnam with me and got something else. So only one of these 5 will be malignant. Now the question is, clearly you have to sample it. So I think this patient here was really onto something. Show me the next one there, Josh. Which one is the next one here?
It's the flow chart.
Okay. Now, this is why you have to do. Now, this is going to confuse people. I just want them to look at it. But you've got to get a piece of this in some fashion. And there is a brand new, I think just not 3 or 4 months ago, I talked about liquid biopsies. There had been a question about, was there a blood test to diagnose cancer, if you'll remember. And I said, well, PSA for prostate cancer and the tumor markers, but there are experimental tests that actually pull DNA out of the blood and can identify malignancy. Well, as of the last 12, 16 weeks, this has gone from experimental, has gone to prime time and is available. And that is a blood test where they can look for all of these different, it just confuse you, but every one of those things is a different genetic marker, and they can identify not only the malignancy, but what the genetic driver is that's making it go. And as I've said before, frequently that'll allow you to treat it without using chemotherapy. So the first answer to the question is it has to be sampled in some fashion. The second answer to the question is if a liquid biopsy is done and this is lung cancer, it's got about a 95% chance of identifying it as lung cancer. If it's colon cancer, it very well may not identify it, and a needle biopsy would be required. Now show that last one there, because we're putting this thing up, BKP, but there are 3 of these, and every one of the things on the left-hand side is one of these genetic markers, and everything along the top-hand side is the different tests that are done to make the diagnosis. And all except one of those columns requires that you stick a needle into the nodule to do the test, and only that one right there, which is circulating tumor DNA, that one column would be able to be done by the liquid biopsy. So mama does need a needle biopsy if that liquid biopsy can be done and is not diagnostic. Second, the liquid biopsy might not be paid for by your insurance today. You would have to argue with, many insurances pay for it right off the bat. Medicaid, I think, does not pay for it. Many insurances do not. So the answer to the question, it's got to be sampled in some fashion. Yes, there is an alternative if it's available in your location where you are and if somebody will pay for it, and that is the liquid biopsy. 6 months from now, the cost of the liquid biopsy, which was about $25,000 a pop when we were talking about it a year and a half ago, was about $1,500 a pop 3 or 4 months ago. It's like $600 a pop now. So it's coming down like the cost of LASIK surgery. See that ad last week? You can get a LASIK surgery done for $250 an eye, and it used to be $3,000. So if you ask me this question again in 3 or 4 months, the liquid biopsy will probably be available for everything. So you got to do something, and the liquid biopsy, if it's available, step one. If it's not paid for or it's not diagnostic, stick a needle in it. There you go. Enough?
That's enough.
Is that enough, Josh? All right.
Okay, and again, we thank Georgia Cancer Research Specialist affiliated with Northside Hospital for this segment. And our next question I am a male in my early 30s. I'm a male in my early 30s. I am very active daily and have no other health problems. Recently, I've noticed I am sitting in my vehicle or on my motorcycle. My arms go numb, starting with my left arm tingling and then becoming very numb. What could be causing this, and what can I do to correct this?
Well, first of all, we're going to go through this. Is common things are common, right?
Right.
Is that right, Josh? Now, what's the next thing they tell you? Of course, you didn't take a lot of. You probably didn't take a whole lot of physics or mathematics or anything. So, the next thing is when you hear hoof beats. You know what the rest of that statement is? When you hear hoof beats, you think of horses, not zebras. And in medicine, when they talk about something being a zebra, they mean that it's an extremely rare thing. So, we're going to begin, first of all, with a healthy man in his 30s who's very active and whose hands go numb when he is riding his motorcycle or when he is sitting in his vehicle. I want both of those portend something that is positional. When he's sitting in his vehicle and his hands are on his steering wheel, they are like this.
Mm-hmm.
If he has a motorcycle, I'm going to predict that he has high rider bars rather than down bars, and his hands are like this. Okay, go to the next picture. Assuming that I am correct, which I may not be, what he probably has is bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. So this is a picture of the wrist. And you got all these little bitty tiny bones in there, and right across the top of the wrist right there is a big old flat piece of adhesive tape, or gristle you could say, and that piece of gristle is holding down all of these nerves and all of these veins and everything that run out into the hand. Okay, so now you're going to put that away. We've talked about carpal tunnel syndrome in the past as being related to diabetes, hypothyroidism, being related to repetitive hand micro trauma, like driving the what do you call that thing? Jackhammer. Okay. Now, if you look at this picture, if the numbness is pretty, people are looking at numbness that stops right in the middle of that finger right there and doesn't involve the little finger, would probably tell you their total hand was. Look at that. You would say your total hand was numb. But if you went to the doctor and he took a pin and stuck it on the outside of your little finger, you'd say, oh, I can feel that. So I'm going to make the assumption that the guy has bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome. Now show that next one, because we're going to get a little bit more fancy here. Up here in the armpit, when you're watching it, now everybody who watches athletics on television sees a guy go down, wide receiver, cornerback, can happen in baseball or any other thing, and he hits the ground and you say, oh my gosh, he may have broken his neck. And they run out on the field and they start doctoring on him and everything, and he gets up and one of his hands is hanging, and the sportscaster says he had a stinger. Stingers? Remember all those? Okay, this is the brachial plexus. That's all those nerves that run out of your arm, and when you hit your head or your shoulder in a collision, if it stretches these things, the whole hand is paralyzed, the arm is paralyzed. It's like somebody's hitting you with an electronic prod, and that can cause numbness of the entire arm. It will not occur just sitting in a car, sitting on a motorcycle, and I don't know of any kind of benign or common condition that would have caused that in both hands. So pull up that last one. There are two whole, now I'm not going to make you read it all, but if you look at it across the top, it says function,
muscle, and nerve.
There's 4 pages of this: function, muscle, and nerve.
And that I can see where that goes together. The function, muscle. I got it. I actually look at that and I say, I'm watching what you do. I say,
I got that figured out. Okay, now, all right. This is going to happen. I don't know if it's happened to you or not. But when you're complaining of some issue, if the doctor has got to figure out what function is interfered with,
right,
what distribution does it have, meaning muscle, or as thou showed those pictures there, and then what is there a specific nerve that affects that distribution that you would assume is involved in causing the problem? All right, you still with me?
I'm with you.
All right, you can pull all that off, but there's 4 pages of that, and that's just for the hands. That's not everyone to buy. That's 4 pages of this just for the hands. Now, I'm a little older. I wake up at night, and if I have gotten over on my back, I can wake up and both hands are numb. We went through this not long ago. Remember when I said, well, shake your hands, it's going to come back. Remember us talking about park bench paralysis? Park bench paralysis is where you get drunk, you put your hand over a park bench, it sits on your arm. If it mashes on that artery long enough to kill the nerve, you're going to be paralyzed in that hand for months, but most often you're going to wake up and that arm won't move, and then over the course of the next 30 minutes or so, it gets straight back and it will work. So this guy in this automobile, I haven't got any idea. He's got a brain tumor. He's got nothing wrong with his neck. He's either got bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome, or he's sat there driving his car without doing this often enough to allow the blood supply to get in both hands. If he's got bilateral carpal tunnel syndrome, he's riding a high rider, which has got his hands here on the motorcycle instead of here, and he's got his hands on the steering wheel there. And what can he do to make it better? Move your hands.
Let me ask you a question.
Wait a minute. If it happens not on the car, and is in both hands when you're doing this, go see your doctor. You need an injection.
All right, we're talking about hands, so we're going to talk. Now, it's not bad, but let me just say this. I'm going to say from time I was 19 to 25, I'll put that as the window, okay? Now, DeWalt, Milwaukee, Black & Decker, Makita, all of them, they made screw guns where they fit right in your hand. And on a daily basis, I did this with screws. I could go that like that.
Yeah.
I could go
You're
like
the fastest guy on the mark.
You got it, man. I could take a handful of screws and roll them and do that. And now I don't have grip. I don't have the grip. Every once in a while, this hand will just do this and stop. I gotta do this, but it's not bad. But I mean, is that something from that time?
I would think not.
Okay.
Because that should have happened pretty much then. I think it may have to do with your weight.
What the?
Wait a minute. You just asked me the question. Well, wait a minute now. Let's go back. Where's that picture of the wrist?
Okay.
Now, we just got through showing you this picture of the wrist.
I asked for it. What am I going to do?
Just the first picture.
If I don't want the answer, don't ask the question. Go
first
ahead,
picture, okay? All right. There's that tight gristle right there. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I said we first talked about this as being resulting from diabetes,
right,
hypothyroidism,
right,
both of which cause you to gain weight, and you deposit fat underneath that gristle, and therefore it's like park bench paralysis, but it's caused by fat, and you got to get the weight off or inject it with cortisone to stop the inflammation. Now, we've talked about sleep apnea. We've talked about snoring. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's that same gristle that's around your throat. You'll remember that in the Kung Fu movies, the guy goes clunk like that and the guy dies. Well, why does a guy die when he goes clunk? He didn't break anything. Do you remember the discussion?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember, Josh? Okay, so if I hit you in the eye, your eye can swell out to there with a big old bruise, right? Black eye. But if you get only a small bit of blood that big around in your brain, it can kill you because your skull can't expand, right? And that little bit of blood pushes on the brain, pushes your spinal cord down here, and you die. So what happens here makes you snore, get sleep apnea, is that gristle that's up there, where when the guy hits you, you bruise into it, it cuts off your carotids, and you die, the carotid chop. What's happened to people when they gain weight is they get fat inside the gristle, then they can't breathe, and they go, and they die. Well, that's the same thing in your wrist. So let's go back. I think you need to lose weight, and the wrist will get better.
Oh, so that could be the reason why I can't. My weight could be the reason why I can't open a jar of jelly. Because I don't have great.
You got it.
Okay.
Boy, I tell you, I am brutal, aren't I? I am absolutely brutal.
No, you're okay, man. You are.
All right. Well, I didn't ask for that.
You are totally okay.
You opened that one up.
I can take it.
All right,
I got to get on to talking politics. I may feel.
You want to talk about? You want to go back to talking about the measles epidemic and the shots?
Like that. Let's talk.
All right. I want you to look at the news of the week.
That's what we're getting at.
All right, now look at this. This is the exact way they came out this week. Heart failure hospitalizations spike when flu season peaks. So the people that don't want to take a flu shot, just think, a flu shot may stop you from going into heart failure. But if you just go here, the next one, this one's on sleepless nights. The second one's on sleep things that are being marketed for sleep, and three of the top five are about I discussed this a couple weeks ago. The amount of sleep recommended for people in our age group is 7 hours and 45 minutes to 8 hours and 15 minutes, and only about 12 to 15% of people are getting that much sleep. Now, there are 70 million American adults. So you think we got, 321 million or something in the United States? Adults are probably 200 million of that. 70 million is almost 1 in 3 have significant insomnia or sleep issues. And that's why that guy has 10 ads on Fox about the pillow, my sheet, he got 3 ads, my pillow, my sheet, and my mattress cover.
Right.
And you just think if you buy something from that guy, you're going to sleep better.
You sure do.
Yeah. Then you go over to another channel and they got melatonin and they got this sleep aid, Mm-hmm. And so it's a huge multi-billion-dollar business. Now, what's the definition of I can't sleep? Give me a definition. 3 nights of difficulty either falling asleep or staying asleep, 3 nights per week for 3 months or longer. So if you're not sleeping because your daughter's going through a divorce, or you're not sleeping because of some illness or something, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to last 90 days. But once it's last 90 days, you have to identify what's going on. Well, 60% of that stuff is either sleep apnea, which is associated with heart disease and diabetes and early death, chronic insomnia, which is a sleep disorder on itself, but needs to be diagnosed. You don't need to buy the My Pillow, the My Sheet, or the My Mattress cover from that guy on television, although I really admire him because he's almost always supporting Fox TV with his ads. So anyway, that's the big thing.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want his products, buy his products so you may enjoy his products, but don't buy his products anticipating that it's a solution.
Yeah, right.
Did I get that right?
That's exactly right.
Well, I'm not sleeping well, but it must be my weight or something. And
it is. Because of the
no, I didn't. I actually wasn't going to ask you to. Oh my gosh! I tell you what, I enjoy this, but don't forget, folks. Thank you, Georgia Cancer Specialist affiliated with Northside Hospital. But don't forget, you can ask the doc a question, and what you do, you send it to info @fetchernews.com. Put in the subject line, "Ask the Doc." And we'll get the questions to Dr. Whaley, and we may get your question on the air here on Fridays. Also, if you would like to go back and send these segments, there's so many. I mean, we have covered almost everything every week in full detail. So you go to our YouTube channel, FYN TV, Fetcher News, click on the playlist, and you can just keep scrolling through, share them with your friends. Again, thank you.
Okay, wait a minute now. I got a couple more.
What you got, sir?
Okay. I don't want to get on a soapbox here, but the CDC is to start tracking ticks
as
disease vector. Okay.
Right.
You remember last year at this season, the season before, we were talking about what's that disease we just talked? Anyway, the epidemic that was going on in Central America, Zika virus. Mm-hmm. The tick-borne illnesses went up last year by about 200%. And you got that one that makes you allergic to meat, and you got deer tick fever and all the rest of them. It's gotten to be such a problem that I would say for people up here in the mountains, you're going to need to start getting right now your mosquito repellent tick stuff out. You're going to need to go out in your yard and make sure all of your water that's in the tires and everything is turned over, because the mosquitoes are coming up. And they anticipate a pretty good epidemic this year of tick-borne illness. We've always talked about mosquito-borne illness, so think about the ticks around your house. There you go. Now I'm through.
That's fine. Ask the Doc, Dr. William Whaley. Again, thank you very much, Georgia Cancer Specialist affiliated with Northside Hospital, for our segment today. We're going to take a brief break, and it's time for the All-Star panel. Yes, Bruce is here. I questioned that earlier. Now, I'm going to put him on the spot. I sent Rick a message yesterday. I said, Rick, is the whole gang together? He don't answer me. I don't know what he's doing, you know. So I told you this morning.
He was reading the emails I sent him.
He was reading the emails you sent,
that you didn't read.
Got it. So I didn't know if Bruce was going to be here, but he will be here. And I'm for sure he's got something in the orange folder he wants to share with you right on the other side of this break, the All-Star Political Panel.
And Keith is the guy that's watching, right?
Keith, yes.
Thank you, Keith.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment, All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little. Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host BKP. We're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge Friday morning. Beautiful Friday. Glad to have Bruce back here.
Glad to be back.
Traveling. Jane, we'll talk about it in a minute.
No.
Because I'm going to give you the floor because you have to explain to the guys the new rules if they get to stay, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We had a great time last week.
Yeah. Let me get my paper out.
Cindy was not able to be here this morning, so Rick is filling in. I had to do that.
I'm glad you're back. There was a coup attempt
while
you were gone.
They did an outstanding job, Cindy.
I'd really be worried if I saw Lisa here today.
Three would be very powerful.
No, we can't do that. If you think I say things sometimes, that could be a three. No, and we're glad to be back with Jane. All right, it's March Madness, and I don't mean basketball. Now I know I'm a little different, right? We got that.
Okay, and obviously, according to your husband, we know I have a weight problem. So
do I.
your husband did that.
I live with him,
her
honey.
husband. No, anyhow, all jokes aside, I said this yesterday, and it was very sincere at the end of the show. If somebody would have said, hey, I'll give you two round-trip tickets, because I would have taken somebody. Well, I would have been glad to go alone. I wouldn't have really cared.
I'll go.
But anyhow,
Where are we going?
if somebody said, I'll give you 2 round-trip tickets to anywhere in the world, most beautiful cities in the world, where would you go? And I would have picked 2 tickets to Grand Rapids, Michigan last night.
Whoa, I didn't hear it.
Yes, I did. It was
I'm going to watch it today.
It was over the top. The man did over the top last night, and the deep state needs to be in fear. That's all I'm saying.
They are.
You know what?
Take it from me.
When Trump, I call him Big T now. When Big T was up in Grand Rapids last night, I love, and he does too, when he's talking to the American people. He cuts through all the smoke, all the media, everybody, and he talks
Tells it like it is.
Folks, they're telling me that Michigan, his approval ratings is 30%. All right, this is what they're trying to say.
This morning?
Yeah, the deep
Well, they
state,
couldn't
because
take
they're
it.
trying to knock it down.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the pictures of the crowd outside?
Thousands were
Do
there.
you know that it was reported that some of the lines were over a mile long?
Land.
If you follow Real Donald Trump and if you follow Real Donald Trump on Instagram, what is one of those pictures you call, Josh, where you
Panorama.
Yeah, dude,
Got
that
you, Josh. Got your back, Josh.
that picture is amazing of the crowd outside.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the place holds inside, but it was packed.
And you sure it wasn't photoshopped?
Yeah.
No, it was not.
Some of the
Yeah,
I gotta.
I saw it.
This is why the deep state is shaking in their boots.
So anyway, anybody watch
Couple
any
of
of
the
that
quotes.
last night?
I watched the first
Couple
and
of
had to
the
go to
quotes.
sleep. I was beat.
He probably recorded
I
it.
love campaigning against the new Green New Deal. Trump remarked at one point, 1 car per family. You're gonna love that in Michigan.
Exactly. You're gonna. Yeah, he said, I love that. 1 car per family. And no, I tell you what, I just when I say I don't care, don't take that wrong, but I just I don't want to hold back because I love my president, and when he's doing one of those, especially last night, and he gets proud of himself. And he does his walk around the look. That is, I laugh out loud. I was like, that dude's hilarious, man.
I've gone to better schools. I'm smarter than
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I got prettier houses.
I got more money.
And I'm the president.
He says, and I'm the president.
He says, then I hear they're the elite. They're the elite, and he said, "You're the elite.
Mm-hmm.
You are. You're smarter. You work harder." And he's talking to the people. You are the elite, but it's hilarious, don't you? Just love that.
Can I read one more?
Oh, you can read all you want. Trust me.
This is hysterical. Trump always characterized the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee as little pencil neck Adam Schiff, who has this. Picture him saying this. He's got the smallest, thinnest neck I've ever seen, and someone who's not a long ball hitter.
I'm serious. This guy, pencil neck Adam Schiff, and he got to rolling, and he put it out. He's tired of this bullshit. He put it right out. I'm sorry, but that's what he said, didn't he?
Yeah.
He flew it right out, man. He said it was a bunch of. Oh man, he flew it out.
By the way, speaking of long ball hitters,
Sorry for that word, there.
Cubs and Yankees are still undefeated. I just wanted to throw that
One
out there.
game.
Cubs and Yankees
Okay,
are still
so-
undefeated.
I'm a Yankee fan.
I think the president last night set the tone. If you go watch, and I say this, you say, well, it's a campaign rally. It was a campaign rally, but here's one thing I think watching last night. When a Democrat opponent surfaces that will be running against him and the DNC tries to run against him, I think Trump is sitting in a position that the American people, if you say in Michigan, if you go try to say, well, he told you he was going to bring your job back, or he told you he was going to do this, I think the voters are going to say he had every intention to. It was those people that stopped him. I really believe I really believe the American people think, for the most part. I jump out and say the people like him. all these polling of 78% say he committed a crime, although the Mueller report did not say it. I don't know, and they'll report and they'll say the American people. No, in a whole, the American people like the guy, and I do believe the American people understand there's a crisis, a national emergency on the border, and I do believe the American people in a whole believe it is the Democrats that are holding him back, and even Republicans that are holding him back. I don't think I think he wins the next election, hands down myself, but there's a lot of time. So what do you want to talk about that? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I saw your favorite CNN. What's he on? Morning Joe. He's on.
I watched him this morning.
MSNBC.
I watched him this morning. He went crazy. They're going crazy.
I just saw his little blip from yesterday, and he was saying, "Oh, nothing was found. Aren't we happy? Did you see that? Aren't we glad? This is good." He may have done horrible things. He could not make a statement without saying Trump was despicable. But the fact that, so I wonder what's in his mind. He's kind of turning the corner. He's beaten, or this is a fact. I've just got to, I don't know what was on his mind when he kind of came over
all the narrative.
and admitted.
They keep repeating the same narrative.
Yeah, but he's saying now this is a good thing for our country. This is the best thing that ever happened in
Who
Trump's,
said that?
Morning Joe. The best thing that ever happened in Trump's presidency so far. I have it on. It was on YouTube it says Morning Joe finally comes over to the right. Well, I had to watch that, and there it is.
I wonder if he maybe did that because their ratings are just absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure there was an ulterior motive.
Let's go to the guru.
I actually,
weren't they trying
I actually watched the segment that they cut and clipped and sent you that said that. That is the furthest thing from the truth, because they
fooled me.
No. Stay with me on this. With me on this. Is what they did is because I remember when he said that. He said we should be celebrating that. We should be saying that this is the best thing that happened for the country. But then he goes on to say the part that if you don't watch, because I don't brag. I watch it just to make sure I understand where the enemy's going. And I watched Morning Joe for an hour this morning from 6 to 7, and I watch 6 to 7 every morning with Morning Joe. What they were really saying, but we know the truth, all right? Although this should have been, we still know the truth that the collusion is still there. They've doubled down. Trust me. They did at 6 o'clock this morning, Morning Joe, Minka, Donnie Deutsch.
Deutsch, yeah.
Did I do that on purpose?
Deutsch, yeah.
Did I say that out loud? All right, Donnie Deutsch. Oh, Deutsch.
Deutsch.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know I had pronunciation problems.
Yes, I do.
You know. Okay, so good.
We've all heard.
Anyhow, getting back to that, they were 20 minutes doing Adam's shift.
Really?
They were doing defense this morning. They opened at 6 o'clock. They did 20 minutes. And
they showed video of him getting all hot under the collar yesterday.
No, last night. You know what they said about?
Didn't fit very
you know
well
what
either,
Morning
by the
Joe?
way.
You know what Morning Joe said? He said it was really sad last night. Seriously, you go back and watch it. He said, "What happened? Our president. It's really sad that he's gotten this low. He's a desperate man." That's what they were talking this morning about last night. What he did to Adam.
What are they going to say? What else are they going to say?
That's going to backfire.
You're right. They're desperate.
They're going to shift to health care, which they already are talking about.
Trump took it away last night, is my opinion. Trump won it last night. I'm going to that's my opinion. You wait and see. That man came out bold.
What did he do? What did he say?
Well,
he pivoted immediately to health care.
He looked right in the camera, right at the people, and he said the Republicans will be the party last night party of health care. He said, I guarantee you will pre-existing conditions, you will not lose your insurance. I guarantee it. And another thing, several things that he made very great points. He said he's tired of under Obamacare, American families in America having to go bankrupt. That's going to be over with him, having to go bankrupt over. He was very strong on his health care. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you agree he was very strong on it?
Do they show this on CNN? Did they show the rally? Did MSNBC
I don't remember.
show the rally?
I know CBS did. Fox
I went back to
Curious.
looked at it in clips. I
I
didn't
watch
see
it
the
on
whole
YouTube.
thing. We were out
I
last
watch it
night.
on YouTube.
That's what I'm going to do today. I was too tired.
I always watch it on YouTube.
But do you really think the Republicans will gather around the flag for a health care?
Well, let me tell you what he said. He said this was the Republican platform.
Well, they need
and
a plan.
He let them
Yeah,
know.
but what he's doing though is he's putting the onus on.
He is.
That's
He's putting the
exactly
onus on
right.
the Senate and the House.
Yes,
I'm telling you, the mandate. You got to get it done.
Exactly.
They're the ones that are going to
Remember John McCain, though.
Yeah, but here's
he's
He's dead. You beat me. You beat
I know he's dead, but
All right. Let me.
what about the rhinos?
Let me end this because I want to
Yeah.
talk about some other things. Okay, I want to talk about some other things. What you just said. Let me say this on health care. The voter will have a choice to A, trust the Democrat they don't know, and the child, probably O'Rourke or whoever it is. They have on healthcare. They have a choice to trust a Democrat, which I don't think they will. They have a choice to trust Congress, and their ratings is 11%, or trust Donald J. Trump. When it comes to healthcare, on presidential, when he goes out and campaign, and he says what he says last night, and he says it 5 times a day, and he will. Mm-hmm. He says it 5. You got a choice to trust a Democrat, Donald Trump, or Congress, and I believe the American people are going to trust
So
Donald
they have
Trump.
a plan in the back room. They got something
do.
put together.
They have a plan for
No,
the whole
I didn't say
do.
Republicans. You didn't hear me say Republicans.
No, I'm
Trump
saying
does.
Congress in general.
Trump's closest circle of advisors, have put together like the outline of a plan or something like that. I mean, do you believe that?
Yes.
Yes.
But here's what I also believe, because I know this group here, and we cut through the bull. When Trump said this past week, I understand healthcare now, I pick up what he said. Did you pick that up? Do you understand where he went with that? I understand it now. He said, trust me, Trump's got a plan. Trump's always got a plan.
Well, I think they're going to use, if they don't, I'm going to really stomp around my kitchen for a week or two.
We're going to have a stomp around the kitchen segment.
I think we should.
We should because, okay.
Okay, so I think they should use Obama saying, listen, cute little AOC and all you others, you've got great ideas, but you got to know how to pay for them. Not Trump, Obama said that. Remember when Obama made the speech and said,
It's good to have ideas,
whatever,
but
but
you
good
gotta
to have ideas, but you've got
be
to
real.
pay for them. You've got to figure out how to do it. I would just have that over and over on the Republican side of campaigning. I mean, that's true. They're all just out pie in the sky, I want to ask someone who's a true liberal. I do have some contacts. And if they really believe that stuff, if they really, really, really were for the Green Deal, intelligent people, I don't know the answer.
I think they should just have Obama, repeating, if you like your plan, you can keep
Yeah,
the plan. If you
exactly.
like
Trump
your
brought it up
and
last
then
night.
And then cut to a field and just have a cow out in the field.
Hey,
taking
Trump
a
brought
dump.
it up, and I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Not the cow out in the field. You let the cow out in the field.
Make him a bull.
Okay.
It's going to be a coup attempt. I'm telling you.
Out in the
You
field.
got to slow down.
Yeah, we'll get Barb on here, and we're...
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. I almost had something. He said that last night. Remember, he took that away from Obama also because he said, remember if you like your doctor, you can keep it. I'm not quoting, but he actually reiterated the promise from him now, right? That the new way, he was going to actually keep the promise. In a roundabout way, did you pick up that I'm going to actually keep the promise he lied about? It was very good last night. I mean, very good. I'll tell you, he was on target. I think if I'm Hillary and I think the rest of them, I think I would be a little nervous. I really do.
Geriatric Joe, the candidate?
No. I don't think he'll get in.
Boy, I hope so.
I said it
That'd be a
2 weeks ago
slam
on the
dunk.
show.
Yeah.
He's not going.
I was on the fence, and I do remember saying he would get in, but I don't think so. I think if you notice, they haven't talked about him almost in a week, and he went on an apology tour. Because if you don't know out there, Joe Biden was the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee when Clarence Thomas, now Supreme Court Justice Thomas, confirmation hearings, the famous Anita Hill. And he apologized for being a white guy. He apologized for white guys. And he apologized for the way he treated it. I mean,
who are the two top leading guys running for president on the Democrat ticket? Joe is first, Bernie's second.
Way up
Joe
there.
is what, 80?
76.
78.
Bernie's
78,
the other one.
He will be 80 when he gets, if he got elected. He'd be
I'm
80.
telling you.
Right.
Sad.
And Bernie's an independent. I mean, I still don't understand why the Democrats, bring him under the tent. He's an independent.
He's all they've got. That's why. They're just.
No. How did we get to the candidates? Who turned this?
You
that
did.
was me. I asked.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
you.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, you said old Joe.
Okay, go where you want to go.
No, I'm good with that. I was just like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. I was somewhere else just a minute ago.
Me too, and I lost a very good point. It's out there somewhere. I lost it too.
That's right.
Looking around.
You lost it when Bruce went to the cow in the
No,
field. I
yeah.
know.
So, what do you think of the Obama presidential pardon this past week?
Well,
What? I don't know.
Small M.
Jesse.
It's equal to a
Oh
presidential
yeah.
Jesse,
My
we
God.
won't cut fresh flowers.
I mean, juicy
for you.
smell.
It was Michelle's little
Juicy
person who
smelt.
wrote in. Smell it.
My gosh.
Smell it. That works.
And
Put him in the field with that bull. Smell it.
enough with the cow already, okay?
I'm trying to take the high road.
Okay, let's try. The case is sealed. I mean, it is. They sealed this.
Unbelievable.
They whitewashed it,
Travesty.
sealed it.
Who
You
else?
can't-
Who else do you remember sealed everything that was available?
Obama and
You think?
Didn't he sign an executive order immediately after taking the oath of office, sealing some records he has, Obama?
I know he sealed his college records.
Yeah.
Did you hear this morning? Someone said the Rahm Emanuel thing about going after him for the $130,000 that the police spent
Yeah.
is a very, very shrewd deal, because if he pays it, he admits his guilt. If he fights it, they're going to go to civil court. And in civil court, you can unseal the records that are sealed.
Won't happen.
Really?
You believe that'll happen? No.
And
you believe it'll
treble
happen?
damages.
You believe it'll happen?
Triple damages.
Either one, I don't care. One
believe
of the two
it'll
will
happen?
happen.
Do I believe what'll happen?
What you're talking about?
What, that he'll get sued?
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
He may not win.
Okay. Sued?
No,
Win.
the 130 will come from somewhere. He'll pay it. And
No,
then,
he won't.
Yeah, I think he will.
But the
Okay,
thing,
all
the
right, all right,
thing
wait,
is,
wait,
one
wait.
more
I think he
comment.
has to. He's got to do something.
Go ahead.
If I can remember what I was going to say, can you believe that they actually pull this off in the climate now about all this going on, that the Dems actually call her Michelle's manager?
Yes.
Can you believe in the climate now they do something so blatantly crooked? I mean, that's gutspa.
But see how much coverage the
Chutzpah.
press is going to give them.
Something like that.
They're going to get so much coverage from the press.
You know, everything I watched is I watched, what I enjoyed most this week is watching all the riots that took place from white people turning over police cars and jumping up and down.
It was horrible.
Breaking into liquor stores and stuff like that.
In the suburbs.
Yeah, in the suburbs, out in the burbs.
It was terrible.
Well, we switch up. We stomp on your water sprinklers, you know, in the burbs. Yeah, exactly. Rahm Emanuel is the noise that you're supposed is paralleling your anger. That's all he is. You can't. There's not a day you trust Rahm Emanuel.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Not
Yeah.
a day.
I was
you're-
surprised he came
you're
out.
absolutely right
I
about
didn't
You're
get
the,
it.
he has got his role is to come out and be the angry mayor that you wait. That's his role, and that's his role
Yeah,
is
this
to
is
say
a
we're going to
movie.
sue you, and this is that. He's playing his part. Why? Because he's sharing your anger. So when you watch that, he's sharing your anger. It's all a role.
You're
It's
right.
all
He's making this
emotional
kind of
stuff,
legitimate
right.
from
Are
our
you saying
point of
this
view.
is kabuki?
Theater.
Yeah.
So, period. And that's it. So when they say they're going to sue, so you think about this. First of all, the guy, regardless if he's a star or not, he's been charged with 16 felonies. Okay. They have dropped them. It is done. It is over. You can't reopen it. So what happens to the guy that has 16 felonies? Do you reopen his? Where do you stop reopening? And then where do you say that the police or law enforcement have to investigate based on knowing what the court will do? Now, that's one of the biggest problems in this country right now, and I'm going to say it, not speaking for law enforcement. Law enforcement gets very upset, not in Chicago, all over the United States, with the work they put in and then when it gets in the courtroom, they get turned out.
Case in point, look at the ICE officers.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
that's the most.
They do all that work. So who's going to say it's legal to take any law enforcement case that is being put together, an investigation, and then they got hours in it, and they send it over to the court, and they're not happy with what the court said that you could redeem your money. So that's the lawsuit, basically, right? We want to redeem our money because we're not happy with the court result. Can't do it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this thing plays out.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but okay, then add the other layer though. But the FBI investigating.
That's a whole number thing. I agree.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't know yet what the FBI. But the only thing I'm saying is, take the name Jesse Smollett out, and you can't take law enforcement. I mean, we got GBI up here. We got something that happens. You got you citizens here in Fannin County. You're spending a small fortune in legal stuff through your taxpayer money because of this recent murder, and we won't go into that. So you got the court, you got DAs, I've court cases left and right. You've got GBI. If it gets done, you can't sue. You can't sue because you're not satisfied the law enforcement with the court results.
Well, this was a bribe.
You understand what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but
But they're not suing on that premise, though. If you're talking about Chicago,
all the time they put into it. What premise are they suing on?
The time and effort that went into it.
I think
we got to recover our costs.
But you can't pick and choose.
Civil.
Then we should be able to recover our cost on every one that law enforcement's not satisfied with the court results. So I understand what you're saying. All I'm getting at is I'm not saying they shouldn't sue. All I'm saying is Rahm Emanuel is sharing your emotional anger. And that's all they're doing.
He doesn't mean it.
Well, I think there's some internal stuff between the police department and the state's attorneys.
Now, that's the guy I feel bad for. Is he superintendent? How's it called? What's his name?
Yeah, superintendent. Eddie Johnson.
I feel for him because there's something to me that says he's sincere. But I know when you're in a big city like that, you get pulled in and say, here's what's getting ready to happen.
It's political.
Right. But but I do think he's sincere. I agree with that. He's sincere.
The whole thing was a bribe. It's simple, cut and dry. It was a bribe. And how can you say it any other way with all this investigation? They had him on all these charges. They had to be legit. They had witnesses who said, I will testify. I did it. He paid me. And $10,000 bribe. Everyone's going to do that. I mean, they made it legal almost to bribe.
Well, I think Fox really put herself in a bind.
Oh yeah.
I think that Fox, the Attorney General.
I hope she's in a bind.
With the recusal to cover her keister, and then she comes out and says, it really wasn't a recusal. It was just kind of a play on words.
Yes.
It wasn't illegal.
What is. Yeah. Remember what is.
What ends up happening with her, she'll be okay, because I'm going to say this, and I say this respectfully, not like you're wrong, but you started with the audacity of them, okay? All right? It's like a friend of mine said this week, if the Democrats didn't have double standards, they'd have no standards at all. They'd be completely out of standards. That's why they have double standards. So every time you think, here's for the audience out there, I hope I'm wrong one day. Every time you think, no, I don't mean wrong one day. I mean, I hope I'm wrong one day when it comes to this, okay?
We're kidding you.
Every time you think that somebody like Fox is in a bind, just tell yourself, Ralph Northam is still the governor of Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, these people don't get in a bind. I'm just saying, So I agree with you, she put herself in a bind. But didn't you think not even 6 weeks ago that Ralph Northam had really screwed up and he would no longer be governor of Virginia?
Well, if they get the Department of Justice involved.
I'm with you, but you know what I'm saying?
She might.
Yeah, how can they do that? I was thinking, how can they come in, the DOJ, how can they come in?
All right, I guess what I'm saying is the DOJ could come in.
How do they say
could do all that?
It's our case now.
I guess what I'm saying is, do they care? No, none of them
care. Do they want to take their
They
time
don't care
to
they
do
got
it?
caught. They don't care they did it. That's what I guess what I'm saying.
Just back to juicy smell for a minute. I mean, if the Nigerian brothers now supposedly aren't the perpetrators, and the case, everything against him is dropped, that means there's still two guys out there who did this to him. So are they going to try and find those two guys?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the charges are dropped because the guy attempted to pull something off with Mega Country. You know, we're this is mega country. Make America Great Again. Maybe this has to do with something that they were trying to make, again, Trump supporters look a certain way. Maybe he was being rewarded for doing that. I don't know.
Maybe these two guys realize that if you don't do what they say, you be dead tomorrow.
Look,
we got serious implications.
What's the money she's taking?
$408,000 in a PAC.
Right.
Who? I don't know where.
This
Fox.
Fox did what?
She had $408,000 she got from Soros's organization for her
in a sack
in a campaign.
Yeah, in a
campaign fund.
She
So,
did.
I mean,
I hadn't heard that.
this is all the way around.
There
Michelle
you go.
Obama.
They want to put the Manchurian candidate in that
Right.
position again.
Michelle Obama's
Again.
chief of staff. Did you read the text message? Hey, I got your number from Michelle Obama's chief of
From my
staff.
boss. Yeah.
Chin, right?
Yeah, Chin. Tina Chin.
Okay. Should we venture into the Mueller report that yet we've not seen yet? 300 pages.
The 300 pages that
wanna
cannot be summarized in 4 pages? It's impossible. You can't summarize
get into
300
that?
in 4.
Let's get into that after this break.
Full of obstruction.
Let's take a brief break, small break. Let's regroup, try to get this group back together. And I think we can do it.
We're doing fine.
We're going to have a serious segment then next time?
Serious segment coming right up, right after this break.
No.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Elijah. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Elijah, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Elijah, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Okay, folks, I'm your host, BKP. We're at Circuit World here Friday morning. It's almost time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, and we're back on the All-Star Political Panel. Okay, so the Mueller report has been delivered. They found nothing. What is it? What was the song back in the day? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. But you got to have something
if you want to be with me,
right? So anyhow, that's the Democrats. That's the Democrats' theme song.
Yeah, right.
Nothing from nothing
Shift
leaves
face.
nothing. But you got to have something. There's something there, right?
Yeah.
So there was never anything. Never anything. It didn't exist. But now I told you this morning, the media is going nuts because they're saying, I don't care what they said. There was still that Trump Tower meeting. I don't care what they say. There was still that his interest in building a hotel in Moscow, and they're going nuts. They're not giving up. They believe the collusion is there. They sound like they're going to take it on their own now that we've spent what, 20, 30 million? What did we spend on a Mueller report?
25 million.
25 million. So now they need to take it on their own because remember when Mueller was the Democrat hero? Remember when we had to save him and
Remember when we had to hear him out and let him fit? You remember all that?
Yep.
Well, the guy turned in his paperwork. He finally turned in his paperwork when he got it filled out.
That's hypocritical. That's
Right?
my word.
It's the same thing happened with Comey. That happened with
Yeah.
Mueller.
Yeah.
Comey was a hero to the Dems. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks before the election, he comes out and he, derides Hillary again. So now
Yeah.
he's the GOAT. It's all comes back to the same thing. They blame it. They gotta blame their dysfunction on somebody else.
You know what I'm thinking of? How are they at a little league baseball game? How do you think? I mean, they're always the one at the ref. Think about it. Those obnoxious parents that love the coach, and then the coach takes their child out, and then they're yelling at the coach right in front of everyone. That's how they're acting.
Yeah.
Just like those people, just immature, and I don't know how they get away with it.
But it's more and more the common way to do things
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this country. I mean,
Hello.
they're sensitive about everything. Everything becomes an issue. Income inequality, climate change, the university issues, kids getting in ahead, paying to get in and all that sort of stuff. Everything is sensitive.
Do you think we're hearing it's around 300 pages, the report about nothing? It's like the sign. You know what it's been for 3 years? It's been an episode of Seinfeld. It's a report about nothing, right? Remember Seinfeld was a show about nothing? Remember?
Yeah.
So it was a report about nothing for 3 years.
That's good.
$25 million.
Do you just think of that, or you've been thinking about that for a long time?
I was wondering when to roll that out. I had my Nothing from Nothing song. I didn't know if I should use both in the same
Is
segment.
it really a report in the episode of Seinfeld?
No.
I didn't see it.
No,
So
but
I have a
the
question
premise
here.
of
I didn't watch Seinfeld.
The premise of the entire show over the entire run years
It was never
it's
about
a show
anything.
about
It's
nothing.
a show about nothing.
Got it.
All right, here's the point. Do you think, and each one, don't, nobody chime in. Do you think that they should release the full Mueller report to the public? Yeah, well, I'm looking.
Are we in
No,
line?
no.
No?
No, go ahead.
Okay, good. We're going to come back with the why.
I think they should live by the rule of the law,
You got my answer.
redact what is required by law, the grand jury testimony, protecting innocent people that were named in the suit, and then, not the suit, the report, and then roll it out.
All right, my question before I get to you, because I want to hear, did he enhance your no? Is that where you were at? Basically what he, don't release the whole thing? Did he kind
No,
of...
don't release the whole thing.
You, huh?
Yeah, don't know. The 4 pages are enough.
It is
4
very
pages enough,
it is
okay.
very clear. The law says they cannot release everything in that report legally, and that's what should happen. I mean, what if they had my name in there just as a? They can't do it legally, and the Democrats know that. But then, yet again, they're coming
That's
and
their
saying,
talking point.
"Well, this is the law, but we don't want to follow the law. This is the law, but." No, they can't. Legally, they cannot, and that's what Barr has said.
That's what drives me so mad, is that that's you're right. They know exactly. Pelosi knows exactly what the regulations are, but she will come out to the podium time and time again and continue to say, "We need the entire report released."
That's where I was going with that, because we know...
Knowing that it can't happen, so they have a talking point to say, well, they didn't release the report.
Well, I think you put it best. I really do, because you're exactly right. When Adam Schiff, and they wonder, well, you do know, is he the Intelligence Committee?
Yeah, I had
right?
yeah.
Do you know all the Republicans on the Intelligence Committee signed a letter asking for his resignation?
Boy, was that ever a Donnybrook,
Yeah.
that start of that.
But
hearing.
anyhow, when he comes out and he says we need to see this and the American people need to see this, is he not a former prosecutor? I think they're all former attorneys.
They know.
But they know that the grand jury report cannot be public. They know we don't out the American. Something gets lost in this whole entire thing. These people, and the people in this report, they're American citizens.
Yeah.
Now, just think about this. Put this in perspective, okay?
Wait, there's no illegal immigrants in the report?
put this.
We'll have to block
Put this
those
in
out, though.
perspective, okay? Khashoggi, the journalist, was not an American citizen.
No.
Right?
Right.
But the time that was spent, now I'm not saying, we're not going down what happened to him. I'm just saying, but the time that was spent on this non-American citizen to defend him and search for the truth and all this stuff, what if we took that same principle and applied it to the law of this report and defend the American citizens out there that are innocent, that are in this report,
Amen.
that should not be released?
There were what,
Are you with me?
500?
I'm with you.
500 people.
Right. Why?
Subpoenaed.
Right.
That are probably named in there.
So,
And
I
then-
mean,
yeah.
you're okay. You said you're okay with the 4 pages.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Because we all know that they're going to get 150 pages, whatever pages maybe come out in a redacted form.
We want the bottom
And
line.
they're going to have like a team of people just going through it word by word.
What you have,
looking-
you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people don't realize it because the Democrats will not come out and tell the truth. Okay, what you have is the Department of Justice has put this thing in a room, and they've divided into maybe even as low as 10 pages at a shot, and they've put somebody in charge of each 10 pages, and they're going through and they're writing a summary of the 10 pages and redacting. Okay, and when they get done, they're going to slide all those pages together, and they're going to say, you can read this.
It's probably about 15 because there's
But you-
19 attorney generals.
But
There
you
are
understand what I'm
19
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You agree?
that's exactly what.
That's what they're
Yes,
doing now.
about 15 pages each.
Okay, so you're comfortable as American citizens with your 25. You're not comfortable with the $25 million being spent, but you're comfortable with just seeing the 4 pages and move on.
I'm comfortable with following the law.
Okay, I got
That's
2
good.
subjects. I don't want to go into healthcare today. We'll do that. We're going to have plenty of time because the media is doing everything in the world to make you think. It was a funny little thing I saw the other day. I don't know if it was MSNBC or CNN. Somebody hired Chicken Little, and I swear it was just a funny little cartoon. Now, breaking news, Chicken Little now with MSNBC, the sky's falling, everything's falling, okay? That being said, let me go on. Mueller. We have a little bit of, just like I just did, we have a little bit when we say Bob Barr, we pause a little bit, and I know this group does, but are we satisfied with what Barr's doing right now? And
Here's
what do
what
you
I
think?
Here's what I think. When they brought his name up, I was opposed to it on this show. He's a he's a Bushite, and I don't like the Bushes at all. And I was concerned. And then when he was in his questioning with the Senate, he said, Mueller and I, the Barr and the Muellers have been friends all our lives. We're very best friends. I thought, holy cow. What I think now is my feeling is that Barr is an honest guy, and I really believe he's seen the bad side of Mueller. There are things about Mueller that are horrible. I mean, he's part of Uranium One. He's part of a lot of cover-up for Hillary all down the line. And I think Barr is saying this is unbelievable, and he's gonna do it right. I
know
think
when
that.
Rush.
I'm surprised at myself.
No, but I know when
believe
Rush
that.
puts his list of deep state out, Mueller gets on that list.
Oh, Mueller's on. Oh,
Yeah.
Mueller is.
So Bob Barr,
I think the
Mueller's
back.
real deep state.
I think an interesting backstory is how did Trump come up with Bob Barr?
Right, there has to be some. Of course, he's come up with some pretty yucky people. that are
There were
gone.
so many people out there that we were all talking about, and all of a sudden, boom,
Yeah,
Bob Barr.
I think he told Bob Barr
Someone
what
put
was.
that in his ear, do you think?
What say you?
I'm happy with Barr. I think he's doing a
Okay,
fine
so
job.
last week, Graham plays golf with the president, and Lindsay says this week it's time to look at the other side.
Yep.
Do you think we will get another special counsel appointed?
Let me tell you what I think. I
Yes,
know
I
you're
do.
dying to hear what I think. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, but I'm going to talk about a rabbit hole. How's that grab you?
Go for it.
I'm not down. What everyone needs to listen to is talk about floating. In the break, we're talking about the Dems are floating things like Green New Deal and the Electoral College. Trump is floating now in the last 2 weeks I think that was actually treason. He said that word. I think they are treasonous.
I do too.
I think it goes to the highest levels. Someone said, do you think it got to the West Wing? He said, I'm not going to answer that, but you know what I think. I mean, that is clear as a bell. They are getting ready to come down on these people with the largest hammer, and they are going to jail. I'm telling you that what people have been saying for a full year is going to happen, and he has said treason. I bet he said treason 4 or 5 times this last week.
He said it last night.
He did? Okay. So they're going to get it. They're going to get it.
I put it up on the screen this week during the show, and I can't get them back now, so I can't read them. But the two best phrases, comments that President Trump made this week was the fact of treason, and the other comment was in 50 to 100 years, and I love this comment, 50 to 100 years, at that time, those people in America need to know the punishment needs to be so severe for this.
See there?
That's what he said. It's actually a comment. I'm not quoting it, but it's a comment. Remember, Josh, the public, they need to be dealt with so severely at this time that 50 to 100 years from now in America, that people will say, never try that again. And I do think that's what he's going to do. Because and to me, it was one of the greatest lines that he made that said he loves this country, because he wasn't thinking next year. He's thinking 50, your grandkids, your great grandkids, and so on. At that time, somebody running for office, if they ever tried to pull this again or ever tried to make this happen in this country again, would say, remember what happened last time. I think he's that serious about it. And you remember, I read that quote, and I think that's serious. And I want to add something in with the go to jail. Is I believe I'm tired of saying journalist, really saying journalist. I think media, corporate executives, and TV personalities, they're not journalists. I think they should be put in prison with the rest of them for carrying the water. And I know it's like, we don't jail journalists. Okay, I tell you what, if you're a journalist, you won't go to jail. But these TV personalities and these executives,
they'll lump them together.
Huh?
They'll lump them together and say free press.
But you know,
I don't disagree with you. But
think about it. They're saying
I'm not for journalists to go to jail. I mean, I own a small news network, but we do not participate. Our small news network in North Georgia, we do not participate with anybody to bring down a government. We report news.
See, that's my point. They're
participating to bring down.
They are. My point is that now Comey is saying, well, because Trump spoke with me in the restaurant and said, can you back off just a little on Flynn, that's obstruction of justice. What they're doing in the media is obstruction of justice if you want to make a case for it. I mean, think about it. They could be breaking. We
could beat this horse to death about journalism.
It ain't going to change it.
It is not going to change. When we had the 3 networks, when we were growing up,
remember that.
That was journalism. We were told what to believe. Okay, that was allegedly. There is so much chatter out there now. The only way you can get recognized is if you do something outrageous, crazy, outrageous, just so
crazy, stupid.
Yeah, that's the only way they can survive. So what do? They lie. They make stuff up. We're uncovering made-up stories every day.
Every day, made up.
Okay.
So there will never be real journalism again. I don't think.
I got it. You're right. I have this lovely lady over here from Cameron Hall.
And by the way, she is lovely.
Yes, and she's going to give us free information in case we want to join the home.
We can do it from the home.
Right here, we get advice.
Is there a waiting list?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a co-op. Every week I want to
change it from the all-star political
There's
panel.
a retired
Wait, they got to roll Jane in. Wait for them to roll Jane in.
Sitting in the common area at Cameron Hall. Here's Rick and Bruce.
If we can remember to get
nothing
there.
against Cameron Hall because it's a
Wasn't where we were
beautiful
supposed to
place.
go. The ideal here was to wrap up. not start a segment 4 from a home. Bruce, winner and loser.
Home run and air ball. Okay, we're not doing winners and losers. Home run.
Okay, good.
Home run. I was going to do.
Each switched it.
I was going to do pencil neck, but we already talked about that. But the Jakobshavn Glacier in Greenland, for the last several years, has been retreating by 1.8 miles a year. It's reversed. It grew by 1.8 miles the last 2 years.
Oh my God, is that true?
Really?
The scientists say
Believe
it's a temporary thing. We still got to worry about raising the sea levels. My air ball, Kobe Bryant was on a show talking about basketball, and they asked him, like, who's the greatest of all time, and he wouldn't answer one. Finally he said, okay, I am the greatest, Michael Jordan's second, LeBron is third.
He said that?
Yeah. And there was just an ESPN survey that Michael Jordan outweighed everybody.
I have this little thing. Probably should. This is personal, but I have this little thing where no, it's not bad. But every once in a while, what I do is I say, "Look, go watch something that pertains to nothing politics, nothing business, nothing at all. Go watch something." So I did 7 minutes of Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
I read his bio.
I did a video. I did
What
a
a shooter.
7 minute.
What
No,
a guy.
pass. Okay, good. Love it. Go ahead.
All right, my losers are 4 losers. Jussie Smollett, Beto O'Rourke, Stacey Abrams, and Andrew Gilliam. All of whom blamed somebody else for their loss. It's typical Democrat, and Laura did a phenomenal segment last night. If you can find it, go back and look at it. Losers that they think they're winners. My real winner this week is Rush Limbaugh. 3 times he was on Fox. He was on the Sunday morning show with Wallace. He was on Hannity. He was on Bret Baier last night. Never had a teleprompter. And the guy was on fire, and everything he said was so on the mark. It's no wonder the ratings, CNBC, NBC, CNN, are in the toilet.
Day after the report came out, I think his show was in the top 5 of his career.
Really?
Top. I'd say
He's brilliant.
Winner or loser, got to run.
Well, I've been thinking about winners and losers, and I was going to do the nincompoop of the week. Remember your grandmother used to say nincompoop? Did you ever hear nincompoop?
You're such a nincompoop.
Don't be a nincompoop, but I thought, well, maybe not. So I'm going to call it the hypocrite of the week, comma, nincompoop, and my nincompoop. Spell that, I don't know.
Spit it out,
the week
already.
is smell it. It's the nincompoop hypocrite of the whole world. Nincompoop goes with the cow in the
3
field.
syllables.
See, I'm doing a theme.
Is there a
the
namby-pamby
cow
in here?
in the field, smell it, and nincompoop. I mean, that all
Are you
works,
done? Or are you still telling me? Am I getting it? Oh, that mackerel Batman. Okay.
Oh, I thought he was going somewhere else with that.
Let's wrap this up. What is the young man with Down syndrome yesterday?
Holy
Frank
mackerel,
what?
catfish.
Huh?
Frank
Stevens. Frank Stevens. Okay, let me wrap this up, folks. Number one, the Georgia State legislative session is ending. It'll be ending Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday is sine die. It's the last day of session. Right now, they are still debating. I just want to let you know they are still debating HB 481. That's the heartbeat bill. We need you to call the House of Representatives. If you're in Georgia, call your state House representative, not your Senate. It's already moved over back to the House. Okay. But we need you to call your House representative or House Speaker David Rawson if you're in this district and say, we want the heartbeat bill 481 and we want it passed, because there's a lot of pressure down there right now from the other side. And let me say something about Special Olympics, okay? First of all, what happened? Let me explain this real simple, and why should I know this? But Betsy DeVos is the head of the Department of Education. So Betsy DeVos goes in, this is my feeling, it says, hey, pull out everything that's not a federal program and let's get it out of the budget. If it's not a federal program, we shouldn't be supporting getting out of the budget. She walks out of the office. This is my opinion. Then she shows up and she finds out, whoa, Special Olympics. Now, this may not be true, what I'm saying, but I just want to put it in your brain where I'm going with this, okay? So she says, oh, no. They say, oh, Special Olympics, you're going to hurt these poor kids and go after these poor kids, $17.5 million. And she's probably sitting there thinking, You know, I should have left that in. Now that's what I'm thinking. She's $17.5 million. I should have left that in. So they go after these Democrats. How insensitive, how sad, these Special Olympics kids. You need to get it clear. There'll be no need for a budget if Democrats had their way, because they would like to kill these kids. And I'm sorry how bold that is. Their plan is these children with Down syndrome
Never been born.
They would never be born to begin with. There'd be no need for a budget. Second, on $17.5 million, we spent $25 million on a hoax, an investigation hoax to begin with, okay? And don't forget, if you get a chance and you want to talk about a life worth living, watch Frank Stevens' video. You go there, watch it, his testimony. He has Down syndrome, and watch his testimony, okay, to the House on a life worth living. Because you know what we used to do? We used to worry about protecting the unborn. With the Democrats, we now have to worry about protecting the born. That's how bad it is. So don't fall for that. Now, the President of the United States said last night, hey, you know, no foul, no harm. There will be money for Special Olympics. And always remember, every time they tell you about the Republican, Donald J. Trump, what he's going to do to your health care, and Donald J. Trump about Special Olympics and things like that, always return with saying, would these be the same people that lied for 3 years about a Russian hoax? So I should believe them now? We got to get out.
Perfect.
We'll see you Monday morning. I will see you Monday morning with this. I might start having some of these guys down in the office. We'll talk about that. You guys got to start coming down in the office. I got a new set down there. Talk about later. Anyhow.
I got to get up
Jesse
at
Barton,
7.
North Georgia Senior Living. You don't want to miss it. She's going to talk. I think I saw something where there's going to be something free. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it. Don't miss it right after these messages. North Georgia Senior Living.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's truck season at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and that means it's time to haul home a payload of savings. Now save up to $6,700 off new Chevy Colorados at Days, or save up to $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. If Chevy makes the truck, we've got it, and you're going to save big during truck season. Going on right now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevy trucks cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey, we're back, folks, and we're at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, Georgia, and I now have, I probably say favorite too many times, but maybe that's just a sign that I just have so many great things going on that I get to enjoy. But this is one of my favorite times of the week.
Really?
Is you? Yeah. First of all, Jesse Barton, North Georgia Senior Living from Cameron Hall. We're going to talk about Cameron Hall. Now, we've talked about some other things throughout the weeks. Not really zeroed in too much on Cameron Hall. But we're going to talk about free. People like free. They like free.
So my husband, who's also a Brian, has a saying, if it's free, it's for me.
If it's free, it's for me. That's good. Before we get into that, I do have to tell you, I got a message last week that said we are both too young, and they were remembering. I got a couple messages last week when we were talking about technology. People really enjoyed that. They enjoyed that. I got a phone call. I got a phone call right after the show last week. The lady said, "You're both too young." I remember my husband remembers when the telephone was tap tap tap. I was like, "Oh wow!" So it was great, but it was really good. I was having a good time talking to this one person that called, but we got to do that again because people enjoyed that. We had a lot of fun.
I was thinking about it, and wouldn't it be fun to talk to some of the residents and ask them what is the biggest change they've seen?
Let's do that. Let's do it. They say, you always say, well, let's get together, but let's actually do it. Let's do that because after last week, I think that conversation will be great, not between you and I, because you're 100% right. A lady called me after the show. I was thinking, if I had some of those people together, they would have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So let's do that.
I'll work on that. That's my homework.
Let's get to free. And the reason we're talking about this, Jessie Barton is the Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall in Ellijay, and she's there to help you with any kind of transition at that point in life. And today we're going to talk about Spring into Savings. Now, do you have that flyer right there? Can you put that between us or somewhere on the screen? We have this up on the screen. Josh has it up.
That's actually Cameron Hall that you're looking at. That is our beautiful terrace, and you can see the dining room. All those windows are the dining room and the balcony area.
So tell us a little bit about what you have to do to be eligible or to take advantage of this it says right here, and live 2 free months, up to 2 free months. What do you got to do to take advantage of that and inquire about that?
Sure. So just give me a call. It's simply moving into Cameron Hall by April 30th, and you're probably saying, oh, that's a quick move. Well, if you've been on the fence or you've been thinking about it, it's not that quick of a move. Some of you may end up needing to sell a home, but we can help with connecting you with the right people. But it's simply just taking occupancy by April 30th, and you get the third and the 6th month free.
So here's the thing, I guess what a lot of people deal with is it comes down to just the decision. And once you make the decision, there are ways to make the transition, and that's what you do.
That is exactly what I do. I help you from picking out your apartment to getting you, all the paperwork connected, and then getting you with my team and getting you settled in and enjoying life.
So, folks, I just want to say here every week, and one of the things I always reiterate week after week, and I will not stop doing it, is my goal here is really for you to get to know Jessie, and you want to meet her. And if it's that point where mom or dad or you're out there watching and you're thinking, maybe it's something I need to talk to somebody about, this is the person you want to talk to. I cannot reiterate that enough. You want to talk to Jessie Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. Now, we always stress here, you don't have to just call her because you want to move in.
Right.
You want to be, senior living, say what you want to be.
My goal is
Your goal is not what you want to be.
Yes.
Because you're already there. Your goal
is to be the senior expert for Fannin County, Gilmer County, this North Georgia area. I even visited Union County last week. So my goal is to be that senior expert. So if it deals anything senior related, from where can I go to get senior exercise programs to how do I get Meals on Wheels, you can give me a call and I'll get you to the right.
We have some viewers in Florida, and we appreciate all of our viewers in Florida. And we're just going to say it, if you're thinking about moving to the North Georgia mountains, you're down in Florida, you're thinking about moving to the North Georgia mountains, and you want to bring mom and dad with you, because mom and dad is somewhere in Florida in a senior living facility, call you. and you will help make the transition and everything.
Absolutely. If I need to come to Florida and spend a couple of days laying on the beach before we transition.
Wait a minute. I see.
You're right. You're right. They wouldn't cover
You
that
didn't
in my
need to go
paycheck.
there. But anyhow, folks, seriously, the transition in life for senior living, we understand that's someone you want to be able to trust and feel comfortable talking to. That's Jesse Barton. And also the Cameron Hall of Ellijay is a beautiful senior living facility that is offering right there on the screen 2 free months, the 3rd and the 6th.
3rd and the 6th.
The 3rd month and the 6th month are free, but you got to move in by the end of April.
So you got to act fast.
End of April.
Yes.
But if they make that decision, you will help them complete their transition to get them in.
Absolutely.
So if you're concerned that you can't get in that fast, call Jessie today, and she will help you with that transition.
Yes.
Those are beautiful apartments. You have what kind of apartments are they there?
So they range anywhere from like a studio. They all are private. They've all got private bathrooms that are roll-in showers, so no big tub to step over. They all have windows to the outside. We've got beautiful mountain views. We've got our courtyard views. And then the reason I'm kind of dressed slouchy today is we've got a project that's just about under completion. We are putting in a putt-putting green. So, yes. So I'm thinking I need to leave my putter and some golf balls in the trunk, so lunchtime I can go out there and practice. But we're also putting in, we had a resident who, her friends kind of got together and they gave us some funds to purchase some gorgeous landscape trees. So I'm going to be planting trees today with my landscape background from my dad. So I'm kind of dressed slouchy. I feel a little underdressed next to you.
No, I just wear my jacket.
So, and so that area will be somewhere that residents can go spend some time on the putting green. We have raised garden beds that Heartlight Hospice donated to us. So the residents have partnered with our kitchen to grow herbs, to grow vegetables organically so they can be used in our kitchen. So just a big, neat project that's almost under completion. And we've got birdhouses that the high school construction department, I think, built for us. So it's a pretty area.
Let's do this. Let's come down to Cameron Hall and do a segment. This is a done deal. You start thinking of the people you want to put together that are interested. We'll do something where anybody that's there can attend, audience if we want, and then put a couple people together and let's talk about technology or something like, say, do you remember what this is, and see who can guess.
It'd be so much fun.
That would be great. It'd be awesome. We had a lot of fun with that. Now, we can always find you, but there's times when we can't find you, and you'll probably be at or watching a Braves game. Is that correct?
Yes. Even though opening day was a little less than stellar, I'm going to be a true Blue fan.
Solid fan? Good. No, you got to be a solid fan.
Yes.
Anything else this morning?
It's a beautiful weekend in North Georgia. I am so excited about our warm temperatures.
And it sounds like you got to get back so you can get to work.
I've got a
work
shovel.
to do today. Yeah.
Yay.
I'm going to go down and I'm going to play putt-putt and I'm going to get it through the windmill the first time.
You want to make a bet on that?
Wow. So anyhow, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton. Now, don't forget, you can share these episodes with your friends. You go to our YouTube channel, FYN TV, Fetch Your News YouTube channel, and hit the playlist. And North Georgia Senior Living is right there. You can share this with your friends all over, anywhere, so that way you can get them information and they can meet Jesse at Cameron Hall of Ellijay. I'm your host, BKP. We're at Circuit World of Blue Ridge. Going to be a beautiful weekend. Come up and visit us, and I will be back Monday morning. Good morning from the office with BKP at 8 a.m. Josh, take us out of there.